Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. It's a terrific Tuesday night, and we got a little bit of NXT for everyone out there. Make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you click all the buttons. Make sure you do all the things. Don't forget the little reaction buttons. They help the algorithm. But we are back at it again. It's going to be a fun one. Loaded night. Belts on the line. Surprises, perhaps. We're going to talk about it all, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we bring you NXT tonight. It's going to be a fun one, building towards Vengeance Day, plus all the other good stuff going on. For those who don't know, we are live on YouTube and Twitch now. I see some Twitch comments rolling in, but it's going to be a fun night. As I said, hit all those buttons, be a part of the show. Me and this pretty face have you for the next couple hours. As according to my countdown, there's about 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So we're definitely going to have to get to roll call pretty quick. But I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, my guy, we've got like Title Tuesday going on with NXT. The world title's on the line, the North American title's on the line, the Heritage Cup's on the line. But we also don't know if Corey Graves is going to be there.
Rumors, now, again, check your sources. Always check your sources. Very important. There are rumors out there that Corey Graves is slated to be back on the show tonight. I had a funny thought today of what if, like, Carmella's been out for a while. What if somehow Corey being disgruntled with the company, Carmella returns, and maybe there's something there that could be, you know, the heelish couple. But yeah, very interesting. I still think it's a work. There was no follow-up. There was no other comments. There was no other reports. I still think this is playing into something. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, if he's there, I'm wondering if they're going to address it.
They have to. I mean, again, if he's this mad, if he's publicly this mad, I mean, if they say nothing, if they act like nothing happened, I would say it might have been a shoot. They, you know, slapped him on the wrist, you know, sat him out for a week, and then here we are. Everybody kumbaya. We're good to go. That's if they don't mention it. Now, if he starts talking about it, like I'm mad, I'm tired of, you know, blah, 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 it'll be very intriguing on how that plays out. Just start yelling at Booker T. What happens there?
Well, you imagine Vic Joseph asks him, so Corey, where were you last week? We missed you, bud.
Right? Yeah, where were you? Booker T's more likely, I think, to say that.
Shuck it, duck it. We got Corey Graves back.
Yeah. Who is this Corey guy?
Right. But speaking of Corey guys, should we say hi to the peoples?
Yes, you start running roll call. I'm just
fair enough. You do that. Quick. I got Damien saying looking forward to Eddie Thorpe versus Oba Femi. Absolutely, absolutely. I still think Oba retains clearly, but should be the match.
Yeah, it should be fun. I like what Eddie's done.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting that it's like we talked about with Nia last night. That Trick's not the one going back initially.
Yeah, very interesting. But I guess your rematch isn't guaranteed, or at least your instantaneous rematch is not guaranteed. But maybe you have that in your back pocket for the future.
If you're staying on NXT, that is.
That's if you're staying.
Right. Eric Isaac looking forward to the return of the Hardys on a WWE show. And by the way, it's snowing in Atlanta again. Yeah, I saw it snowing all through the South.
Yeah, ATL getting beat up. I mean, I would offer sympathy, but our thermostat's down around minus 30 right now. So,
it was -8, and I know not as bad as you, but it was -8 this morning when I was driving into work.
Yeah, that sucks. Not fun. But yeah. Who else we got in this chat here tonight?
Clay, what up? Paul was here. Hopefully he's still here, but Paul was here.
Paul was here.
Ken, what up? Rocco, love to see Joe Hendry versus AJ for TNA World Title WrestleMania weekend in NXT. Defended TNA title in NXT on WrestleMania weekend.
That'd be very interesting. Part of Stand and Deliver, AJ Styles versus Joe Hendry.
Would AJ be back then? AJ's
I
got
don't
the
know.
little stink.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know about AJ. I mean, timing wise, it doesn't add up unless he gets back quicker than anticipated. A lot of speculation that Joe Hendry now might, very good chance we might see him in the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
I think the place will become unglued if his music hits. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. I know he's going to be there at like the WrestleCon that's in Indianapolis that same weekend. And we saw it with Jordan Grace. If she was Knockouts Women's Champion, pops up in the Rumble. Joe Hendry, TNA World Champion, shows up in the Rumble.
Very much so. Masha, we've seen on NXT as of late. We know the partnership between NXT and TNA, signed in strong. We saw some presence at NXT on Sunday with Genesis. We'll see. I mean, a lot of interesting storylines. Dolph's out there. Dolph drops the belt. Is there something up for him? It'd be very, very interesting, dude. There's so much tying these two companies together.
Well, and I know we're clicking through the names and everything. And Eric, I see you, Scott Rizzo, Cherokee George, Stoner, Jesus, may the blunt be with you. But do you think we see anyone tonight from TNA get involved, show up? Do the Rascals show up? Because we're getting them versus Fraxium on Thursday. We saw Cora Jade show up and cost Masha, etc.
Yeah, I very much expect something. I really do. It's been a lot of buzz. We'll see how they carry things through. Masha was at the last NXT. I mean, even talks about Bailey being there tonight. I know not TNA related, but as far as another face goes, a lot of intrigue with this for sure. But yeah, I could definitely see. I mean, why not? If you could get something to happen between the Rascals and Fraxium tonight, it only helps sell the live show that we will be here live for on Thursday.
Facts. And yeah, that's a very valid point, because it's going to be the first time in a long time that TNA is actually going to be live. Hey, what better way to scratch your back a little bit? Here, it's your first time going live again. I'll help you bump your story involving our guys by going a bit of an angle on our TV.
Right. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. Good to see you. Denisha, welcome back. Paul Carpenter, always a pleasure. Jordan Elder, good to see you. Paul, welcome. We'll get back to what you're having for dinner, but sounds delicious. MDB, it's Tuesday, isn't it? Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. But Todd's back with us. Chair, I see you. Lots of people, lots of names, lots of faces. Brandon back with us. My ability to click on the chat has been taken away for a second, apparently.
Oh, fair enough. I hate the button, it don't work.
Right.
Brandon Salmon, good evening, Wrestling for Life gang. Hope you all are staying warm pending where you live. Yeah, and I saw, well, speaking of, we talked about the snow in Atlanta. I'll say this real quick. Right. I saw Anthony share something of like somebody driving in the snow in Atlanta went like right into like a diner or something like that.
Right. Listen, it's funny because I mean, it's always funny when you see like, a place like Atlanta kind of dealing with it. We're used to cars slipping and sliding all over.
Right.
Big trucks sliding backwards down icy hills. Like, ice road truckers is a thing. And then we have all those tow truck shows here about our highways that are all messed up. But I mean, it's crazy. I hope everyone stays safe. I mean, I feel like there's going to be a day where I just put winters behind me. There's no longer a thing in my life.
You're going to be a snowbird?
Yeah, might have to be, man. Keep those super chats and super stickers coming in, folks.
Right. Vance 50-50 odds. Patrick Watkins. What?
Really?
Right. Who? What now? Yeah. Richard Fear and Waller in NXT today. I had not heard this at all.
It's a possibility. I've seen some people talking about it. The idea that Theory and Waller haven't really done much on the main roster. Where do they go? They haven't broken up yet. So maybe. I don't know.
Right. Oh, so this is what it was for the past comment was referring to Patrick Watkins. Great should be on NXT tonight.
That's the rumor, folks, as we are about $1.20 away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forget you got the Netflix timer. I just got a car commercial. The Dark Ops, nice wrestling name right now is Ross Freed.
Who's Ross Freed? All right.
Wrestling Proud, For Life, Hey KJ, Big Nick, and I see Wrestling Proud also out there in the Twitch as well, showing off that body. Yes.
Put a shirt
Jose,
on, sir.
Put on a Wrestling for Life Network t-shirt. Absolutely. We got plenty of them.
Do it.
Jose Rodriguez with $1.99. Put this super chat towards your winter home, KJ.
Telling you, we want the Wrestling for Life studios in a nice warm place, a nice warm climate.
We'll invade Anthony in Atlanta and everything. We'll just all go down there. Fuck this Northeast New England shit.
Well, thank you, Jose.
Alexis MDB's South is ill prepared for snowstorms and winter weather. Well, yeah, we had that in the US to where Texas just went off the grid. Just did someone try plugging Texas back in and unplugging it? Thankfully, it hasn't been like that. But yeah,
right. Now there are places that just stay too hot too long.
Yeah, that's where you're going to try and find that winter home at.
And those are all those places. That's where you find like dinosaurs and giant fish and bugs that want to kill you.
That's where Rhea Ripley came from, and fucking Bronson Reed, all them big bastards.
Right. It's insane.
Patrick saying got 6 inches of snow in New Orleans today. Oh,
damn. It's always good when you can lay 6 down. Let's go. But 6 inches is a lot.
How do you follow that first comment up with that comment? Oh, as I got then.
I got then.
I stopped it now. Brown cow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are syncing up, getting ready for the show now. And
forever.
Yep.
There we go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow along with Nick and I, that is where we're at in our stream, nice in sync together.
Yes.
And
this Netflix deal has been working out perfectly for us.
Not bad. It's nice and cohesive most nights.
It's been a lot easier than you got to find it on this app, this Sportsnet, this whatever the.
Right.
We're getting a shot of NXT right now, brought to you by Progressive, #not-sponsored. Wish they'd sponsor me. I got insurance for them.
Right.
Ross Ulbricht.
Hey, do not adjust.
Hey, Corey!
And he doesn't look happy.
I'm right where I want to be. Oh,
it was a shoot.
That man choked that back as hard as he could.
That's interesting.
That tells me that's a little bit. He might have been Shooter McGavin out there then.
Oh, I feel like he had to go have a chit chat with old Papa Paul there, and your penalty is 1 week on the bench, and let's get our shit together, kid. And
or they just let him have a week, blow off steam, and then you come back and you're gonna do this, or you're not gonna be employed.
Right? Very intriguing, but we'll see if anything changes. I was very confident that it was a work, that wouldn't have happened unless, because they monitor that shit so strongly. He takes down the tweets. He shows up tonight, and again, he's right where he wants to be. Words chosen with a reason.
Yeah, and that he said that, and you could see him like visibly trying to like hold back of like you could feel that hit the back of his throat there, pause, and then he had to actually say it. So yeah, I was right there with you. Thought 100% was a work, was going to be part of a story. Remains to be seen, but right now it's looking like he got called to the principal's office, like you said.
Yeah, he had to. Now you say sorry. I'm sorry.
I will not say NXT sucks. He's doing that on the chalkboard like Bart Simpson. As I got Tony D'Angelo coming out right now. So we're kicking it off with the North American Championship. Tony D'Angelo taking on Ridge Holland. Let us know in the chat, folks, who you got. Who you had
taken in this one should be a good one right out the gate. The poll is up. Again, I like what they've done with Ridge. Tony's Tony. And they like him. They really like him.
Yeah, but I want to pick my Paisan, but I also like they've gotten behind Ridge quite a bit and everything here.
Yeah,
Ridge has been very much a focal point of NXT
in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Could Tony and the family have been, extended their services a little too long in NXT?
Right. Corey being held hostage. They is treating us good. Tony
You got to tweet out a picture of him in a straitjacket.
I'm shocked. I'm really surprised, folks, that Corey Graves will make NXT men wrestling division great again. I mean, it's a possibility. I thought so, Dark Ops, that somehow this might tie into Corey stepping back into the ring, but as it looks right now, he ate some humble pie.
Yeah, we'll see. And I mean, it shows that WWE is not above the faults that we've seen in other companies. We just saw PCO kind of shoot off the rails there.
Yeah.
And now we've seen it constantly in AEW. Go ahead.
I will say you're right. I mean, shit happens in every company. No company is perfect. No company is free from their faults. I do think how things get handled might be a little cleaner on one side. That's the only difference. If Tony had somebody that could manage for him, it might be a lot better. Because a lot of bad that has happened in AEW is because just deal with it. Just deal with it.
Triple H and WWE out there with an actual broom and mop and dustpan and everything. Tony's out there just ignoring it and then got to scrape it up with one piece of cardboard onto another piece of cardboard to dump it out.
Right. Well, think about it. If you knew you fucked up and you get called into the principal's office and it's Principal Triple H or Principal TK, I know what door I'd rather open.
Facts. Spaz with a $5 super chat. Shout out my guy. So I'm editing the next episode of The State of Wrestling. I'm watching NXT Tizzle and chilling with the boys. Big love, guys. Appreciate you, Spaz.
Go Spaz.
Hoping by KJ's winter home still. Going on.
There you go. There you go. I did say group studio.
Yeah, well, trust me. It's a good idea for the longest time of just having a compound. It's the wrestling compound.
Right now, 73% of the chat is taking Tony. Some late votes coming in for Ridge.
Who you got? Who you staking a claim to here?
I feel like it's too soon for Tony just to drop this belt here. I'm gonna go Tony. Maybe a rematch at Vengeance Day, though.
Fair enough. I almost want to go Ridge. Not just to be difficult, but because I actually believe it and picking against my Paisan.
You're going against
what I really no, that I didn't lock that in, sir. What I think though would be really interesting, what we saw before we got leading into this was when Tony and Oba kind of had a back and forth, and then I mentioned it about Tony potentially cashing in the North American as a shot at Oba. Right. I like maybe run that back, so I'll go still to Paisan.
That's a good shout. But again, to your theory, then it does open the door for a Ridge to take the title, and then Tony can go directly after the world title and go, listen, I'm the guy that beat you for the North American title. Now I want your world title.
Yeah, but you're coming off of losing the title, my guy.
That's true, but so did Oba.
Yeah, goddamn.
Put a jar.
Cox got the put a tip jar on the piano.
Right.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
Right.
Tony D right now in control.
Yeah, Bailey live tonight. She has been advertised. I know some people jumped in the chat about Bailey, but she's legitimate as Sean Spears looking on. Now, Sean Spears has been relatively quiet since rejoining NXT, Nick.
Well, he's got his little kind of group he's got as we go to, I've got picture in picture. But he's got his little group with Jensen and the guy that looks like goddamn Zangief from Street Fighter paired up with him. So he's got a little bit of a group going on, but could it be a North American division now forming?
Yeah, I think they've done good with the mid card in NXT. I think they're doing well in the mid card. It helps make these shows feel important. We're opening with this match. We're going to close with the world title tonight. Again, a lot of twists and turns in between, but the mid card feels strong. Absolutely. Into the bar.
NXT as a whole feels strong. Can't believe Joe Hendry won the title. Non-believer.
Right. I can't believe it, but no, huge moment.
Oh, absolutely. And I think going to be, he's the perfect guy to kind of be running with the flag for TNA right now for a bit.
It's good. It's a good positive story. And yeah, like you said, he's a really good ambassador right now. He's a really marketable, I don't want to, I know he's a human being, but very marketable commodity to put out into the world when you're trying to build this brand.
Right. Chris with, did you catch that? Graves said, light the fuse, bring the boom, dynamite.
It's like, listen, if AEW would take Corey Graves, I'd be okay with it. As long as they promise to get rid of one of the two they have right now, particularly the one with the sock on his face. But if they could bring Corey in, I would welcome that trade. That, like, look, Corey's on NXT, he's upset. You can have him. We'll take a box of donuts.
No, I'll take Nigel. Give us Nigel.
Right?
They just go to a 5-man booth out there. But then you've got to be, if you're Graves, you've got to know now that you're back after you've had this kind of public spat, like anything you say is going to get clicks, is going to be headlines, is going to be siphoned through.
Yeah, and again, like I said, as far as what we can tell, as far as what we can confirm with our eyes and our ears, I mean, again, I did not expect Corey Graves. I mean, it really felt like, you're going to publicly state you do not feel the way you tweeted. Like that's what that felt like.
Oh yeah, you're gonna say you like NXT and enjoy it. You're gonna embrace that shit.
And I mean, I look at, even with the opening right away, Vic was like, "Look who's here!"
Yeah, poke.
Look who we found.
Hey, buddy. Hey, pal.
Right. Sean Spears versus Tony D. Could happen.
Right. But so Richmond working over the shoulder the whole time while we were in picture, which goes off of him throwing Tony into the ring post there.
Right. It's funny because I don't get the commercial, so I didn't even know you were on in picture.
Ah. Goddamn, we need a VPN sponsor, folks. So we can just all pretend we're living in Canada while we live in Georgia with, Anthony. Stay warm.
I'd pay top dollar. That's the sad part, though. He wouldn't do it. Let's say Corey Graves announces after the show tonight he's fired. He can work anywhere he wants as of today. Tony wouldn't bring him in. Or if you brought him in, you can do Collision. We have our top guys that
Tony would 100% bring him in because it's attention and it's a buzz right now. Same thing like WCW. You're a cast off. You've got a little buzz on traction on the internet right now. Of course you come over here.
Right. No, and I mean, again, that's it's sad. They wouldn't replace a Schiavone or an Excalibur if they could. That's the crazy part. Look at all the good commentators they've had around.
Dude, look at all the good commentators still available. They ran off Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, Kevin Kelly's not happy at all.
He's fucking stuttering son of a billionaire. Well, speaking of top dollar, I pay AJ Francis just to go over there and do commentary before even Corey Graves.
Right. Well, Daddy Magic Daddy, is not the answer. And it's funny. I'm like, the guy's an okay wrestler. You couldn't find, like, his partner leaves because his girlfriend got pregnant. Everybody gets a 9-month vacation together. And yeah, him on commentary is not the answer. Right. Big Spear, though. And down goes Spears. Funny, I said that twice.
Yeah. John C. WWE disrespected Corey Graves. It's effed up. Bring him back to Raw with Michael and Pat, period. No, have him do the 3-man booth on SmackDown. That's what we thought they were going to do.
Right. As we got the Goon Squad out here going after the family, Ridge might win this. Izzy Dane!
Izzy Dane just boots Ridge. What? Spinebuster? 3, Tony D with the 1, 2, 3 after Izzy, who's tall as both of them, by the way, just straight boots this man in the face.
But why?
Yeah.
Is she now in the family?
Is she crushing on Tony D?
Man, we don't need more love stories. We got Ashante running around with roses. We don't need Tony D in a romantic angle.
I don't want to wait For my life to be over. See that? Well, we had Ashante, by the way, showing up on the pre-show for Genesis.
When the moon hits your
Hits
eye.
your eye like a big boot in your eye. That's Izzy Dame.
Izzy Dame just walking in.
And again, she's tall or tall as
Big
as
boot,
both men
like-
in the ring.
Yeah. That was a boot to the face.
I'll climb like a tree.
This match was forgettable. Yeah. Good, not great.
The most of Ridge's offense and everything happened in a commercial break.
Yeah.
Happening picture in picture.
It looks like Spears has an issue with Tony. Izzy has an issue with Ridge, or not an issue with Tony. But Wesley.
Hey, well, he's got Tyreek and Tyson now kind of as his heavies. He's got his own little group.
It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout at all, Nick. And I mean, we wonder what you're going to do with Wesley. Give himself a haircut, new look, new vibe. Yeah, man, I think with backing like that, it could work with Tyreek and Tyson.
6-on-6 or 3-on-3, I should say, 6-man tag match. Those three versus Myron Reed, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wentz, the Rascals.
Right. Yeah. But Trick Williams smacked Wesley in the face. What the fuck did you say to the face? He just clapped that man upside the head.
He's in shambles as social gatherings, just sitting there like, I didn't see nothing, man.
And we got Bailey.
Pamela. As we go to another commercial break, I don't know what you got, sir.
I actually got a vengeance package.
There you go. Now, does Wesley's group, clearly they don't probably have a faction name. Does Sean Spears' group have a faction name that we know of? Should we give them one?
Sorry, we don't even know if they are a faction.
I mean, in WWE, I feel like if you hang out more than 2 times, you're a faction somehow.
Yeah, no name for Spears' group yet. Maybe they're like, are they disciples? I don't know how this is working.
They're the chairman. He's the chairman of the board,
right? But yeah, I don't know. Why is Ace of Spades sitting in the locker room looking awkward as Ace Spade, not Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. It's funny because that's actually what I thought they were going to say, like the Ace of Spears,
right?
Their little gun and group thing.
He just an extra, just trying to make the locker room feel like a real locker room. It doesn't. It feels like Saved by the Bell. But hey,
NXT feels to me a little like SNL at times. If it feels like it has like 3 sets that you run through at all times. You have the locker room set. You have the eatery with the little countertop and everything to where everyone hangs out. That's where all the romance angles happen. And then there's like 1 or 2 other places to where like everybody happens to be in at all times.
Right. I mean, sometimes I'm trying to figure out why they're all in this particular, like, what were you all doing here? Like,
how many times we've played sports and shit like that? How many times has that many people been in the locker room at the same time, unless you're all about to go out and do some shit together?
Right. Or like, no, but even the idea of like, you're in this big building, like, let's just stand in a random corridor, like the end by the storage fence, like, or like, let's go down here in this creepy hallway. We'll talk. Right. What are y'all doing?
If we run over there into that creepy garage with all the chainsaws hanging, I'm sure we're safe over there.
Right. He does look like Ace Spade. Though, didn't he? It was funny. He was just sitting there, and I was like, yeah, extra work. Someone's got to pick up some extra work. But yeah, no, it was really funny. He was just, I'm not even sure who it actually was.
There you go. Well, Paul's out there saying, who's Ace Spade?
It's the heel from Heels.
There you go.
Main character from the show Heels.
Ah, main heel.
Yeah, one of the 2 Spade brothers.
There's more than one? I thought just David.
Right? David Spade. Let's go. Dijak versus Gunther. No.
Dijak versus Oba. That's a Dijak right now would fit so well into like NXT where it's at still and everything, I feel.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted by Saved by the Bell. But yeah, I mean, again,
What?
did you know Saved by the Bell came from the people being buried alive? What?
That's what I'm saying. What? When? And you can't just drop something like that and just be like, you can have that. No, you have to expound upon. Speaking of expounding, Bradley out here gifting memberships again. It's already even past Christmas, and he's getting ready for next Christmas out here playing ho ho clothes.
Right. I always get excited of like, what was the reason behind this one?
Buffalo Bills beating Baltimore Ravens, or sympathy because Notre Dame lost to Ohio State? Because that's what we do, is lose in national championship games.
Right. KJ, if you keep going down the same hallway, you might see an AEW backstage. You're right. Like, what's going on? I mean, the thing that would trip me out with AEW was the stairs. They're always in the stairway. Like, what are y'all doing? When you get weirded out, if you're at work and there was like 5 guys in the stairs, like, what are you doing in there? Like,
I haven't seen people hang out in the stairwell since high school.
Yeah, right. Like, it's the funniest thing. Yeah, it's funny because some people broke out that it was official New Orleans WrestleMania 42. Now, now I have heard it's the front runner and the most likely to be announced. But here comes Bailey.
I still was thinking UK, Wembley. Hey, what do you
Yeah,
say?
Out of nowhere, all of a sudden there were stories of New Orleans. So
Bailey. Well, this has now been a consistent Friday. The last 3 WWE programming, the shows that we've seen, have all featured, I'm assuming, going to be a Bailey and a Roxy segment.
Well, remember last week on the Friday, somebody was like, "Oh, Bailey's overbooked." She was on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and I'm like, they're not really doing a lot. Then she was on Monday, Tuesday. Will she be there on Friday again?
Right. Did you see the woman that Roxanne like just booted out her seat when she was throwing a fucking temper tantrum and everything?
The poor old lady.
Right.
I'll let you have this one.
Spaz with a $5 super chat. Okay, walk with me. All right, let's walk, my guy. Sami Zayn, Tony D, and Joe Hendry versus Oba, Gunther, and Moose. Hold on. 3 world champs versus 1 world champ, mid-card champ, and not a champ. Then you do Britt, Tessa, and Charlotte versus Naomi, Bianca, and Cargill. The fucking internet's gonna melt if you do that match. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Like, no, don't do that match.
Right.
Never go full. Yeah, you know.
But we got Bailey here talking about being slapped in the face, reminding the fans that this is my home.
I was acting like CM Punk. NXT
yeah.
Cooper still what up? It's interesting because with Twitch, all the emojis and everything I'll use, we can actually see. When it comes to YouTube, you use an emoji for the most part. I feel like we don't see it, or unless it's maybe changed now with StreamYard and all that.
Gotten better. There's still some things that come in just as words. Question is, what are they planning with Bailey? Bailey Roxanne. It's 100%. Basically Roxanne's gateway, right? Like it's almost the gut check. Are you ready? You got to go in there with Bailey because we know Bailey's going to do her job. You got to hang with her. Go.
Yeah, it's the lily pad for her to easily jump from NXT to the main roster.
I think so.
I think Roxanne loves me too. It's interesting though too for everybody that likes to come down on out of like the 4 horsewomen, what have you, with Charlotte, with Becky, with Sasha, and everything. Bailey hasn't been in a title feud really, or had a title for quite a bit of time, and is still prominent and still prominently booked. All that.
Well, and Bailey's a pro. Like, I mean, look what she did for Damage Control. She led Damage Control, and when the time was up, she put him over. And if Dakota didn't get hurt, she would have put Dakota over. That was the payoff, but Dakota got hurt again. But Io looked like a badass for the last little while. Having Asuka come in and join that group. I mean, she's done jobs. She's had wins. I think she's done good things with Tiffany. Nia Jax is having one of the best professional wrestling, time of her life. Interruption. We know who this is.
Right. Bailey literally won the title at last WrestleMania. That was in April, my guy. We're in January 2025.
We're almost back.
Yeah. How you say she can't use it and have won it in a year? Hey, Julia out here.
We were expecting Roxy, but Julia Bailey.
Ooh. Bailey won the last Royal Rumble too. You know what? Shut up, MDB.
She's not winning this one.
Well, and even then, it shows that they can have feuds and have moments and have stories that don't revolve around a title.
It's true.
Oh, get it together now with that title. Starting to come off the shoulder.
And I know she, English isn't Julia's first language. You do see some nerves in her with the mic, and I think part of it is because she's not speaking as she normally would, a little more tentative, but it's fine. It works.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think I'll say this respectfully. I think out of a lot of the female Japanese wrestlers that WWE employs, she's probably the best with the microphone as far as speaking in English. That's the reason why I like that they've gone now to, like, if Asuka, when she comes back, if they cut a promo,
Right.
Io, Kyrie, they just subtitle it.
Yeah. They're able to convey a little bit better, right?
Right. MDB, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fly to Chicago.
I just left it. Like,
I'm gonna have a deep dish.
Oh, we got more.
Whoop your ass.
Now we get the troublemaker. Now we get the prodigy.
Oh, we're gonna get a tag match because Cora Jade coming out here with her.
Cora Jade in the house.
And then Masha runs in and screws this, and then we set it all. And we're going on fast tracking, and it all comes full circle.
Roxy and Cora, the crowd booing pretty good. Julia Asuka, I'm good with this.
They in simpatico walked under the rope at the same time, and they also are dressed like they're members of the Pure Fusion Collective.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of pleather going on in the ring right now.
Yeah, a lot of Triple H. I mean, we see what Stephanie normally wears.
What the hell are you doing here, Cora? Why are you even here, Cora?
And then they're both, what? What'd you say? As the crowd, boo, boo. Jose, I love that. NPC movements, absolutely. Right. They were too in sync. Chris, what up? Rocco, what up? C Money, MDB, Asuka, and Io's back and forth in Japanese had me crying.
Oh, man.
Mark pointed out, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Mark pointed out, like we said, a lot of leather, a lot of pleather. A lot of couches died to make these outfits.
There's at least a cow and a half in this ring. You take that any way you want, folks.
Whoa. I think you might want to expound upon that.
I didn't realize how bad it sounded until I said it out loud.
Yeah.
You can't hear Cora or Rox talk. Like, I mean, they really are getting booed.
Is it mirrors? They're going through like the overhead speaker system because like you can hear echo and shit. You can't hear it on Bailey or Julia's.
It enhances that small crowd boo, right? Start fucking.
Yeah. But that's weird. You never see that to where like you can hear it on the PA system,
right? No lazy boys were harmed in the
filming of this segment.
Pleather everywhere. Biker bar waitresses.
Facts.
Right. Oh, and there's trouble out back of the Full Throttle tonight.
My guy, I've been to a biker bar or two, especially up in Maine and everything. Shout out Bentley's. But yeah, my guy, 100%.
Let's go.
5-star segment. Well, did you see Kiana James had the Cora Jade enhancements?
Yeah. Shut the hell up. Broke out loud and clear.
There's dudes that's popped up out of their seats. You can see them and just shut up.
And we got to fight. The pleather is a flying, folks.
Right.
Pleather from Cushions Collective. Well played. Well played. Out. Oh, wow. Roxy dumped hard.
But you know we're getting a tag team match, player. Holla, holla, holla.
I'm in.
Mega, what up? We're getting a tag team match. Absolutely. Ooh, hey, Miss Parker.
Zarya, Soul. Listen, we were just in the men's locker room, not nearly as stacked as the ladies. And I mean that.
There's mood lighting. Why is there mood lighting?
Kalani.
I like this though of Kalani and Jada. Even let me tell you one more thing.
You could almost put Kalani and Jada together as like the reluctant, we don't really like each other team.
I'm gonna say this. I fucking hate those teams. Anytime they do that, of like, but how will they coexist?
Now Carmen is arguing with Jada. Jada's just up in everybody's business.
Yeah, because she's still fighting.
Right it back.
We interrupt this brawl to cut to the start of another brawl.
Just ran it back.
NXT. I hope they had to mute the crowd because they swore.
They've been a very vocal crowd this evening.
Right. So I have picture-in-picture. I'm sure
I got to fight. They're still fighting right now.
They're
still fighting. Julia has Cora in the corner. Bailey helping Julia. Refs doing nothing but just being in the way.
Get involved. Grab somebody.
Standing, it's like it's so silly. But they're just
come on, guys.
Like,
stop
it.
Fucking hippie guidance counselor out there. Come on, guys, just hug it out. Can't we all just get along?
This is crazy. The crowd is losing their noodle on NXT, chanting "Let them fight," and they're back at it again in the corner. It has not stopped. It has not stopped, folks. This is outstanding.
Sean Reed, best women's division in wrestling.
Facts. I think it's undeniable at this point.
Number 1, number 2, knockouts division, distant third, Eaton Dust, AEW.
Yeah, if we're going that way, for sure. The only thing, the knockouts division is thin right now.
Well, getting thinner.
Yeah, kind of.
Right.
And I mean, they're still fighting, folks. They're still fighting.
MDB, this is what Maximum Carnage looks like.
Yeah, no shit. Maximum pleather. The women thrown out of the ring again.
Right.
Cora's down. Roxanne's down. Julia and Bailey hug.
Everybody hugging. Everybody get a hug. I liked how they actually now they'll get involved and try and stop Roxanne because she's all of 5 foot nothing. But like Bailey going at somebody, we're like, nope, we ain't gonna talk to that.
I need someone to sponsor me going to NXT next week. Let's go. Get your links in there. Get the OF going, bro.
Right.
They're still fighting. Or, well, now they're separated. The camera's still with them, though.
I think MDB, you get a star for this one. Maximum pleather.
Yeah. Good job.
TJ, what up? Wrestling for life.
Ava's here now, showing all the.
Oh god, more pleather.
No, I think she needs more pleather. I mean, I think I know where they got
it's just more fabric.
I think. Oh wait, who's that?
Bronco.
Bronco trying to go to a match.
That's OTM. That's what's his name? The one that was kind of
the smart guy.
With Carmen and Ashante that got a Lennox. Yeah, something. Yeah. Dion Lennox.
We got there, folks. Have you ever seen it before where the guy's trying to do his entrance and has to walk around the fight to get to Gorilla? That was really funny. He literally coming down the hallway and the women are still fighting. Need to walk around the fight to get out to the ramp.
I mean, have we all been in that kind of awkward situation? You see, especially leaving a bar, you see people just throwing hands. You're like, let me just stay far enough that I don't get sucked into it, but I can still leave.
None of my business. But
you can have that. That even what I'm mad at.
Dion Lennox. Maybe if they use him more, we'll remember his name a little better. But Dion Lennox is in the ring right now. I don't even know who he's fighting.
Somebody, RM, I think, said Wesley. I think his whole gimmick, Dion's whole gimmick is just, I wear glasses.
Pretty much. He's like Clark Kent.
He's like David Otunga with glasses.
Right? Yeah, so it is Wesley versus Lennox.
Oh, he about to lose. He about to definitely lose.
Wesley.
Well, this is because of the backstage segment that we saw. When we saw Tyson and Tyreek kind of back there as his heavies and everything. He's got a fucking bruise. He has an imprint of the fingers from Trick. This man literally is coming out with fingertip bruises.
With a clap upside his head right there. We can see it. God. This might work real well, though, this trio.
Yeah, you know what you could have done is just put Wesley with OTM. How about that? It's kind of the same thing.
I like this vibe, though. Wesley, young Rick Ross, and the other guy. I mean, this could go a long way.
Tyson and Tyson. Well, it's Wesley as just a little pissant, annoying guy that's got two heavies behind him.
Yeah, it works really well.
Right.
Dion's gimmick is he's literate. He's educated.
Right. Well, he's apparently not educated enough to see that if someone's going to throw their fucking coat at you, they're probably going to turn around and fight you right afterwards.
Right.
Okay, already.
Oh, the finger. Yeah. Shout out to the NXT makeup artist.
Yeah.
He slapped him so hard. Oh, my Lord.
Oh.
Wow.
Didn't send him into the stratosphere.
Lennox being like, I want some TV time.
Yeah, this fucking pop up there. Wesley coming down like Sting out the rafters. Spaz with a $2 super chat. Fingertip bruises and caviar dreams. We see Wes Thursday. Ooh, actually.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Rascals,
they kind of put that to bed, right? Because they ended up hating each other.
But that felt like that weird, like that ended on weird circumstances. Like I feel like there's still more meat on that bone that we just can't get to yet. Pause.
Maybe interesting. 1-800-SLAP bitch. Welcome to Bitch Slap.
Man's out there. Yeah, man's out there auditioning for Power Slap.
Right. Power Slap. Big Spinebuster.
So Dion's got the basic powerhouse guy moveset down of I can pop you up and I can hit a badass spinebuster. Lennox is the new John Cena.
I can see it.
No, I can see this more. Lennox is the new Jason Jordan.
Right?
Ooh, cardiac kick. 1, 2, 3, Bubs, your uncle. Thanks for coming.
Lennox is a beast. Not tonight.
That's funny you mentioned the makeup artist because you can tell now we've gone from 4 fingers to 1 finger still left on that cheek.
Right.
Man,
Right.
sweated the other 3 off.
That bruise has got a little rubby.
It healed really fast.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
That's why we wear them all the time.
Here comes Trick.
See, so this is interesting. If you're going to have, as he's just walking out smacking people. But if you're going to have Trick be involved in a thing, wouldn't you expect it to be him going back at his title?
Right. Oh, I mean, this gives him something to do outside of the title.
But you're right.
Next week.
If you're going to go ahead,
you don't have to run him right back. Oh, wow. Gives Lennox the brush off.
Now, does he end up involved with Wesley? Because he went full like nerd kid when you shoved them after you broke their glasses of like,
right?
Don't you can touch me.
Yeah, as we switch to a Lexus King package here.
We're remembering the breakout tournament. How many people survived the breakout tournament? I know our guy Baron Turnhill or whatever his name is didn't survive.
Yeah, this one wasn't a great one as far as like we'll keep y'all around. I think Lennox might have been in it, but I could be wrong.
Lennox and Crucifino, I remember, were 2 that were in it.
Yes,
and I can't remember much else.
The Bear Hill.
Christ, why am I blanking on his name? He's in No Quarter Catch Crew. He went to Noah and everything. I'm a big fan of him. Why am I blanking on his goddamn name?
I'm blanking because you're blanking.
Yeah, blank. Let us know, folks. But do you know who I'm talking about?
Came back, yeah. A Hill?
No.
Moving
on.
There's a T in there somewhere.
Can I get a T? Can I buy a vowel?
The beard is weird.
Yeah, Lexus Kings from 2 bearded gentlemen. Well, even with Anthony now, with 3 bearded gentlemen. I feel like you gotta just grow a beard to be part of this channel. Pause. But yeah, Lexus King's beard is like creative player shit. Like no one does that unless you're making a meme character.
Right. Lexus, do you want people to take you serious? Shave the face. I'm with you, Paul.
Just shave them sideburns, and I do mean like the little skin of shit and everything. Don't go full C. Montgomery Burns. But Tavion Heights. Thank you. I kept thinking Kevin Knight from TNA and all that.
Yeah, I could see his face, and I kept thinking, why is it Hill? But I think it's
Bobby Hill.
I was thinking the dots are all scrambled, bro. In my head, I was thinking Tyreek Hill.
Right? Enough. Yeah, but the vitamins making the pages stick together. Plus, but so I'm in a legit commercial.
Cool.
Whatever happened to Griff? Yeah, Griff Garrison.
Griff, the last time we saw him, remember Griff had like a banger match with Edge when Edge first got to AEW?
Yeah.
And that was, we hadn't seen him for months. Then they brought him in for that match, and we haven't seen him since.
Sorry, wasn't he part of Kanellis, Maria Kanellis? She was kind of there, a little like faction and everything like that. It was her, Griff Garrison, and somebody else. She was gonna bring the newcomers up.
Right. I forgot that. I think they might be fucking around Ring of Honor. Yeah, there you go.
Oh. So the wasteland.
The wasteland. Never go there, Simba.
Everything the light touches. That's just Ring of Honor.
Right? What's over there? No, you don't go there.
You don't go there. Did you, and I'll say this real quick, or I'll ask you this real quick and everything, because there was a dirty rumor that people were trying to spread online that the next either Grand Slam, yeah, no, it was at Grand Slam that they were going to do Chris Jericho versus John Moxley, unifying the Ring of Honor title and the AEW title. Now, granted, it's from a fucking fake account and everything, but it got traction. Traction.
How would that get traction? There's no way.
Because people believe anything that comes out of AEW because they got more leaks than a fucking sponge. They got more leaks than a fucking shit you put pasta in. God damn it.
Leaky like a sieve.
Yeah, whatever.
Right? No, I'm with you, my guy. I mean, it's unfortunate in that way, but that's generally when we get the rumors about AEW, I tend to believe them more than the WWE ones. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm naive, but yeah, it makes me chuckle of like, dude, to be honest, though, if they really announced that on Wednesday, they were going to do that next pay-per-view, Moxley, Jericho unifying the titles, I don't know that I'd be shocked to be like, oh, I'd be mad. I'd go into a rage, but I don't know if I'd exactly be like, I can't believe it, because anything's possible with these guys right now.
Facts. More leaks than a pasta strainer. Colander, that's what I was trying to think of. Getting lazy Susan brain. Yeah.
All right, everyone send in your suggestions for holy items. Give them
there we go. As KJ's going to go and find all the holy items in his household. We're going to see how many he has here. But yeah, more leaks than a leak. There you go. Colander, thank you. Yes, terrible minds. I got the lazy Susan effect. Every now and then, something just gets caught up, and you got to run through it a couple of times here. Careful on those arm gestures, Katie. Yeah, no Elon's out here. Yeah. Stay tuned for the next episode of Tavion Heights. That's hilarious because that 100%, especially on CW, sounds like it would be an actual show. Thoughts on part 2 of Hater versus Julia Hart? I wish I felt more at stake with this and everything. And the whole House of Black feels a little weird because now they're going to the Devil Dogs or whatever, getting Hounds of Justice or whatever the goddamn name that they're coming up with them. And like I saw Brody King filed for like Cerberus or something like that. Like they are really switching up the House of Black here. And Jamie Hayter's kind of just been at this ceiling level since she came back. So I really think it's one of those, it'll be a good match. I really wish they made me care about it more. That's what I'll say. Trek agreed, Vance. My friend has a big crush on her. I was like, she's single and all right, I don't know. Y'all play dating game. Y'all gonna have that. But Kyle, what up? Cherokee Forest, Leaky Faucet. Yes. Jose, I'll go into a rage, but I won't be shocked. KJ rage greater than. Yeah. Geekbox, what up, my guy? Wish they'd stop interrupting my breaks with the stupid wrestling. I don't think it's been commercial heavy. Y'all in the chat can let me know if you think NXT's been commercial heavy. It's been more awkward timing of commercials, I'll put it that way. But yeah. Larry, I would just click on that. I love you. I appreciate you, but you're gonna have that. Free Fenix. More leaks than Wiggy. Nah. That's a good one. That's a clever one. More leaks than my ex-wife. Oh, as I got Stephanie Lacour out here. Oh, he filed for Severus Snape. Yeah. We're gonna go on getting the whole thing with this, but yeah, Lacour here. As she's still been on the hunt out here for Fallon Henley. I believe she beat Shotzi Blackheart last week. That pretty much solidifies her challenging Fallon for the Women's North American Championship. And I think it's going to be sooner rather than later that she ends up winning it. But you can run, but you can't hide. And again, English is her second language. It's not her first language. And still here cutting a hell of a goddamn promo. And that to me, I think, is a match that they're going to very much line up for like Vengeance Day. I keep calling to call it, St. Valentine's Day Massacre and all that. But yeah, no, it's not Vengeance Day. Moving on. But yeah, more leaks than John Moxley's forehead. Yeah, faster leaking. Yeah, faster leaking. You get a star. Shout out Geekbox, by the way. KJ's not here, so I'll say it. Everybody's second favorite box, 100%. Go show Geekbox all the love, 100%. Man's up there, up into the wee hours of the morning. I don't know when this man sleeps. Me and him almost feel like we're on the same sleep pattern now out here, always putting out reaction videos of everybody and anything, and just a big supporter, huge supporter, actually, big friend of the channel. So show the man some love as I got Lexis King kissing the Heritage Cup. Should we go from a cup to a title belt or anything? My guy, I feel you with that. What the fuck is sleep? Yeah. I'm lucky if I can get 4, but yeah. Should we go from the Heritage Cup to a Heritage Championship, a new championship, a different championship, a light heavyweight championship, something different? Because I feel like now that we've run this back a few times, I feel like the Heritage Cup is starting to really run its course. But we are underway, and it's back to regular Heritage Cup rules. So we're in round 1 at 250, 241, or sorry, 239, 238, 237, if you want to sync up. Jobson, very good English, absolutely. Alicia saying good night from Nigeria. So there you go. Apparently, Geekbox, we gotta go to Nigeria if we want to sleep, but appreciate it. What's the first favorite box? Something I can't say on YouTube and still be on YouTube. I will say that. But if you know, you know, and if you don't, ask somebody who might know. Who blend more, Moxley or Flair? Ooh. I'll say Moxley because Flair really Flair always really but he always the later he's gone, the more he does it. I think it's just because blood thinners and shit of getting medication. Moxley just does it because the wind blows. I've always joked of John Moxley as a paper mache forehead. That's what it is. But folks, let me know who you're taking for this match, whether you're taking Lexis King or Charlie Dempsey to retain or to become the new, or Lexis King to retain as your Heritage Cup champion. Pullman needs to lose and get a new gimmick. No, well, does he need to? Oh, that was a hell of a little Tarantula pin. Does Lexis need to go more towards Brian Pillman Jr.? Does he need to embrace a bit more of, remember who you are, Simba, versus a bit like with Braun Breaker? Yeah, he's still Braun Breaker, but he's very much, he's a Steiner. I feel like we kind of know Lexis is a Pillman, but I need to see more Pillman out of him, I guess. I kind of don't care about this match. Well, fair enough, Richard, you're entitled to that. I don't mind it. I think it's an interesting kind of little bit of a feud, and it's helped get Lexis involved in something, and I really think that it's helped get No Quarter Catch Crew more solidified and more felt like a cohesive thing, and moved up a bit. But yeah, and then is it because it's the Heritage Cup? That's the thing. Is it because the Heritage Cup hasn't meant a bunch? Honestly, has the Heritage Cup meant a bit since Noam Dar? Which could he show up? Oh, did Lexis King survive that, or did it caught on as like a tap out blackout here? As he was in the crossface chicken. Oh, as the brass knucks are in the ice bucket. As again, still, Daddy Real's been teaming up, been assisting Aiden, Lexis King here. But I'm in picture. Michael Spikes, more leaks than the scout running away. Running out my nose. Well, there you go. Grab a tissue. B Hockey, Dempsey in the quarter pound crew. Might have a combined quarter pound of charisma between them. This is horrible. Yes and no. Yes and no. There's something there. It needs refining. I will admit that. It needs refining. More leaks than the freak of the week. Holla if you hear me. Scott Steiner voice. Yeah. It's funny. Yeah. I'm all about the WCW stuff lately. I've been going back through, thanks to Audible, of the death of WCW. But yeah. Holla if you hear me. I kind of don't care about this match. Damien just echoing what Richard said. Jose got that one, got that. Oh, what are you, Tony Khan? They should bring the European Championship or a TV title. I'd like that. That is one of my favorite and most underrated championships, I feel, is the European Championship. I loved when D'Lo Brown had it. I even thought it was funny as hell when Al Snow had it and was trying to represent every country and everything like that. I would love for the European Championship to come back. Geekbox, the Heritage Cup feels like the Ula Fala for NXT. That's actually not a terrible shout, my guy. Yeah, it felt like it was the pure championship, and it's kind of just gotten a little wonky, a little weird here. But King for the win. Denise, I'm glad Lex King is getting his shine that he deserves. The Geekbox, I was watching the Edge Royal Rumble return. Well, when you guys got shown, I was laughing to the video game noise you used for a censor word. Oh, fair enough. The Heritage Cup is awful. Again, it's a decent premise. It needs some polishing. Needs still a little work to. Nick, it would be cool if they brought back the European Championship. Absolutely, I feel 100%. As I've got Dempsey with a kind of chokehold here on Lexus with a 104, 103. So we're almost going to get a whole round in commercial. I don't know. Hogan with a dusty leg drop on Punk. Hey, I'll give CM Punk all the credit in the world. I thought that was a great promo that he kind of bring Hulk Hogan out. I'll dump him out too and kill off Hulkamania once and for all. I'm surprised that more people didn't go at the Sami Zayn line of don't ask me about Sami Zayn. He's not on my level. I thought that was the more interesting statement because Sami's actually going to still be wrestling. Hogan can fuck off. Hi. I didn't mean for you to come back on Hogan. You came back at least on Sami.
Right. Well, Alexis King, I think, just got a fall.
Oh.
As we go to between rounds.
Yeah, so we got a whole round while I was in picture in picture and you would have still had everything. But yeah, we got a whole round right there.
Right.
So who you got for this match, but sir, by the way? Welcome back. Who you got?
Lexus. We'll go Lexus.
There you go.
This match still going. It's still going. I haven't loved the whole heritage thing as of late. I haven't been into it.
Is it because of the way it's been presented? Like, what would you change?
I don't know if it's part of the presentation of it. I thought I liked it when it was faster paced matches. Almost felt a little cruiserweighty, like Noam Dar.
Should it be a belt?
Belt would be nice, but I think maybe part of it's I'm not into Dempsey. I'm not really into King right now. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it.
Did it fall off once Noam fell off? Yeah, maybe. Well, Daro actually kind of, I think, got interested with that because you had the metaphor out there and, you had him, I stood him down and fan him off and everything. But now you've got, Daddy Rigo out there trying to help Lexus screw over his son with dropping the brass knucks in his little fucking ice box there.
Right. When oh, I forgot to take that down.
Ooh.
Oh, $5, $10.
Yeah, Spaz with a $10 super chat. You hear the new BS from what culture that the only reason Penta got cheered in WWE is because WWE fans have put a cheer tags on anything AW. Yeah, you hear me. They victiming hard with cheer tags.
Cheer tags. Now, the question becomes with a cheer tags. Is it who is collecting the tags?
What the fuck is a cheer tags?
It's made up.
No shit.
Right? Like, do the fans get a bonus? Like, as you're leaving, do they hand you $20 because you cheered louder during the ex-AEW guy? What is the deal? Oh, wow. Butterfly for pin.
Yay. So you get, go ahead.
Dempsey got to win a pin.
You only said yay, so you get a $5 bill. You really sold it, so you get a 20, and you were on the camera. We cut to you. So yeah.
No, what I mean again, and there are factors. Like WWE was smart. They had them debut in San Diego. That was very favorable. Smart decisions. But the fans are genuinely excited to see the reasons why you liked them before you left still exist.
Right?
Oh. And Lexus King has Snapdragon.
Does he have the Nux on? I saw him kind of messing with him.
I think he has them, or maybe he put them back.
But that sounds like some Tony Khan AW hardcore fan base shit of the bots are coming for us.
Right. No, I love it. They're like, oh, all the negative comments are bots. I'm like, bitch, I'm not a bot. What are you talking about? I'm in here.
Right.
You know, like we're just an AI program made by the WWE.
Trust me, if I was an AI program, they need to fucking work on the hardware and the software and everything.
Big clothesline.
Well, Geekbox, you've been missing, your second favorite box out here, the homie Geekbox out here.
What up, Geek?
I'm gonna read this as he wrote it. I don't know if this is how he meant it, but what culture has become what Meltzer said, screw him.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are really bad for that. Stop quoting the Observer as a source of wrestling information. It's fake, it's garbage, it's nonsense.
Stop being the air gold of wrestling media.
It's laziness. It's clickbaiting.
Right.
Oh, now King going to the bucket.
Is he gonna cheat to win? Crossbait chicken wing. Chicken wing, chicken. Ooh.
Late 80s. Interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was.
Senton up over the top, though.
Everybody down. NXT chants break out. Yeah, no, like we're gonna cheer AEW a certain percent. Got to WWE and will cheer more. They're just excited. It's a new person. Like it's what you could have been getting elsewhere. I know that I'm not arguing with you, Spaz. I know you're on our side.
Well, it's such a fucking delusional theory. Like to me, CM Punk delusion syndrome still exists out there, still is a thing, still needs to be combated against. 1, 2,
there you go.
3.
The coronation and still your Heritage Cup carrier.
And kind of still a babyface turn for him and everything.
Well, he cheated.
He did.
Low blow.
Low blow. I thought, well, at least he didn't use the Nux.
Didn't love that match. I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
And he cheats.
I'm getting the replay. I want to see the low blow. I got a teabag for a fucking free count right there. To sit there and even think that there's a fucking cheer tags, like to even conceptually come up with that in your mind. is a reach and a half.
Again, but like
There's the low blow.
We keep thinking we've hit like the bottom of the barrel of like, well, you have to admit that this sucks. Now, I will admit a lot more people have come out lately. And with the Moxley Jericho stuff and been critical, but you can't keep making it. And when we go to commercial, I'll talk about it, but stop quoting the Observer. I'll give you my 2 cents because I was pissed right off at the Observer. Hey, look, the champs.
Hey. The number one contenders, so they're counting out, or they're shouting out Lash and Jakara here. I like Larry real quick I remember getting free t-shirts and nachos.
Next week in
Atlanta. So next week you're gonna get Lash and Jakara versus Naomi and Bianca.
As here comes Carmen Petrovich with her man.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna pause on the Dawson here. You can have your Observer moment. I'm sure no one's gonna really focus on this.
Right. King was the win. Yes, he was. Hold on. Bianca and on NXT. They will be here next week to defend their titles, folks. Good night, everyone. Good night from Nigeria. Appreciate it. No, Naomi and Bianca work better together. They're good. And again, we'll find out more. Jade's training. Jade's getting closer to returning. We'll see how that plays out as we go to commercial break. Let me scroll up a little. Stop quoting the Observer as a staff record label and as an MFN source. No, you got to stop quoting the Observer altogether. You guys have heard us go on multiple rants. We got videos dedicated to it. The problem, again, Meltzer is at a whole new level. Still going back and forth with Eric. It kills me, him and Eric Bischoff fighting all the time. Dave just won't admit it. He won't. He kind of beats around the bush. He's afraid that his pipeline to it has to be money is going to get cut off. He put all his heart and soul behind this. And again, I don't get it. Like, as a sports fan or as somebody that does what we do, the job is to just tell you what we're seeing. If it's opinion, we tell you it's opinion. But the man has become embarrassing. He doesn't have the sources he says he has. He makes shit up. He constantly is incorrect. He never, pulls back any of his wrong answers. And recently with this guy, I mean, he has become an absolute cancer. Distancing AEW from Dave Meltzer would be so beneficial to Tony, but Tony doesn't see it because the guy blows his horn. Take it for what you will. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's talking about what was the thing that Meltzer made such a big deal about when AEW first came around? What was one of the big awards that he loved to give out and brag that AEW had the best of? The Booker of the Year. Now the booking's in the toilet. Maybe it was longer than we gave it credit for. Now Meltzer's argument is, well, the booking doesn't matter. The booking's not that important. Well, then why did you make such a big fuss about it? Just like the ratings. When the ratings were going their way, they're beating the drum and beating the drum. When the ratings switched, they don't matter. They don't matter. Well, they do. And you can't continually talk out of both sides of your mouth. For the sources out there, and even the pages I like, it bothers me when I see them quote tweeting Dave Meltzer's podcast. It's like quote tweeting us. We're just making this shit up, folks. We're just guessing. I don't know why half the shit comes out of our mouth, but we are reacting as fans. We don't present it as, guess what we heard from the Fed today? Guess what our sources say? A lot of fakes out there, a lot of fake news, a lot of clickbait. You see it all the time, and that guy leads the charge. And when you talk about this idea of just enjoy the wrestling, we would love to. And everyone's allowed to be critical. We are often critical when things aren't great. But if you can't say that and then lead the tribe, you can't say that and then lead the charge. You can't say that and refuse to be unbiased. You can't say just enjoy it all, or whatever, and just lie through your teeth. Incessantly lie through your teeth. The company has been in a mess. The way it's run in the back's not good. The backstage area is cliquey. And as soon as guys like Meltzer are willing to be honest about it, that's the hope for change. That's the hope for improvement. That's the hope to get things better. But instead, he knows who's buttering his bread, and probably in more ways than one. So he continues to be an absolute embarrassment. The what culture, cultaholic, there's a list of them. They quote tweet this guy, or they'll put out a headline, as with Observer as the source. It's embarrassing. It's lazy. It's laziness that they can't come up with their own headlines. They can't do their own research. And he's not doing any of his own either. Dave Meltzer, all in the videos. You want to get real news, you come to Death Row. There you go. Got the Dave all up in your videos, all up in your wrestling news. NXT. What's up, everyone? What's up? Acoustic Architect. Good to see you. Good to see you, as we're getting a sky view right now. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Chair. Lexus looks like a mix of Jericho and Fat Vince Neil from Poison. He kind of like stuck in there a little bit. He gives me younger Jericho vibes. Definitely gives me that Vince Neil vibes. But we got Andre Chase with Hank and Tank, as he's still depressed. Meltzer said that Pence's friends in AEW being happy for his Raw debut was bad for business. He's a moron. Again, Spaz. And I know you know this, and I know a lot of people listening right now know this, but he's a moron. Again, he talks out of both sides of his mouth, and just as he says heels and baby faces are situational, so is Dave Meltzer's opinion. It means nothing. It's worthless. He has zero credibility. And the fact that people still pay to be behind a paywall run by Dave Meltzer is insane. It is nuts that anybody supports the Wrestling Observer. But here comes Miss Baca. What did Paul say? I'm trying to find a comment. Oh. KJ, I saw Adonis turn down Nikita. I was like, do you... Facts. Wrestling for Life, when you come over to talk with me on the cast, we're going to get into the Meltzer thing. Oh, I have no doubt, my friend. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to sitting down with our buddy Geekbox. We're looking forward to seeing him back on here, bringing that pretty face back onto our stream as well. So go check out Geekbox if you haven't done so. An amazing pillar of the community. And we love having his friendship. We love having him on. And we love being involved with his channel and himself, his family, Mrs. Geekbox, everyone out there. But yeah, no, I mean, well, I'm sure we're going to hit on some key notes for sure. And I never shy away from a good Meltzer rant. Meltzer rant. He's choking me up, folks. Chase, you still sad? Yep. Andre's depressed. I don't know what to do about it. Hashtag moron. I mean, we legitimately have a shirt dedicated to Dave Meltzer and how much we do not like him. And all the money for these shirts go to the North American World Literacy Foundation, and that's it. Go support a good cause, because we need people to read better, to understand what he's shoveling is nothing but shit. There you go. Don't just talk it, walk it. Miss Parker. I guess I could have asked you guys who was going to win this one. Might be over, but before I get it in, pause. There you go. Parker. Uso is married. Okay, Parker. Parker. Miss Parker. Parker for the win. Okay, Jay, I got a call. A liar today for saying I make all my content by myself because I must have a team of editors. Now, there's a compliment, my guy. Some nights I wonder, how many elves you got running around the workshop to get shit done. So, but it's all you, my guy. And that's hilarious. That is a compliment. Melter Trades Mania 3. It's more like hashtag Meltzer holds Tony's pocket for multiple reasons. Jada Parker, Mega. You should get to know her. AB, you're not wrong. KP for the win. Again, I'm being a bad Canadian. Carmen Petrovich, I like ya. Canadian karate champion, but nah, not tonight. Not tonight. When do you think Stephanie get her shot in the Women's North American Championship versus Fallon? Vengeance Day? Vengeance Day is coming soon, so maybe Vengeance Day? Good match between Petrovich and Jada right now, though. Really solid match. Some would say it's a 5-star match. I wonder, is that a real rumor? I don't. Again, I'm not going to really spread the rumor. People's personal lives are their personal lives, and it's I got too much of a glass house to throw any stones. But that's interesting. I haven't heard that rumor at all. There's no way in hell Jay beats Gunther. Patrick, I kind of agree with that. I don't see it. No way in hell might be a little too strong. Might be a little too VKM. I do, in a world where they're very keen on, selling and marketing, Jay is blowing it up. He's over as hell. The Yeet is super popular. A Yeet shirt in every destination. Could it happen? Yes. Is it likely to happen? No. Do I see it happening? I do not. Hashtag hold my pocket. The Shing Blade. Why does she do that? 2 count, 2 count, 2 count. You can't karate all that. You want to go downstairs and do some karate? Hashtag Meltzer dirty room file cabinet. Again, I mean, if anyone out there that's listening thinks, Dave's not that bad, I would love to hear that take. I do see online at times there are defenders of Dave. Oh, wait a minute, Lola. Carbon, roll up. No, not like this. And it was Kalani, by the way. Dave the Moron Meltzer. Again, you know what the perplexing thing is? I feel like he knows he's full of shit. He knows he's lying. But is he really that emotionally invested? Like, he's acting like a ring rat, like a girlfriend that follows all the wrestlers to every show. Like, and every time someone like insults them, you shut up, you don't know. As we got Lashin Jackson talking to Soul and Zarya. Okay. Jay is mid-card champ. Well, I mean, dude, you look at how he's been booked, what he does. Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to say that he has to top out at mid-card. I really do. I think there's a lot there with Jey Uso. Yeah, exactly. You get it. Are you interested in Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega face-to-face tomorrow? Is that led to a match? I am excited about it. I'm confused about how we're getting to it with all the other shit that's gone on. Should it lead to a match? Yes. Will it lead to a match? I don't know. Kenny and Will Ospreay should not be involved with the Callis family. Who is this? Doesn't matter. So next week, Lashley and Jackson taking on the women's tag champs, Bianca and Naomi. Meltzer reminds me of Teabag out of.
Did you finish what you're saying? You can call me a teabag. Go ahead.
Out of Prison Break, inviting people to. Yeah, exactly the reference, my guy. I love it. Welcome back.
I chuckle to myself when you go, you hold his pocket. That's right. That's like, hold my pocket.
That's what it's like. It's so ridiculous.
It reminds me of, I don't know if you had it in Canada, as I'm in commercial, of like the Scared Straight shows and everything. Yeah. Hold my pocket.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I love it. No, it's so funny, but that's what it feels like. Like you can't, you don't say mean things about my man. Like, relax. Why are you so emotional about this?
It's just so blatant, and it's like you even said, of 95% of it is just his opinion and cognitive dissonance to get to a fucking outcome and everything. To where that, like you said it perfectly, my guy, of if we say something's an opinion, it's opinion, and it's mostly an opinion of said individual that's saying it. It's not, oh, this is a fact or anything like that. But people treat what Dave says as goddamn gospel.
Yeah.
And you got to start to realize it's more heresy than gospel at this point.
Yeah, it's like he just walked out of the creative meeting and he knows. And he
was the one that leaked the call. Did you see that? That's Anthony shared in the group chat of Tony saying about Britt Baker, you book her to fucking lose, and the crowd's going to hate it. You book her to win, blah, blah, blah.
No, it blows my mind. I mean, again, it's just messy. It's sloppy. It's bad business.
Oh, wait, Kalani, I know. Kalani. Colonoscopy, what?
Javier Burnell back after 6 months on the shelf with a new look. Where was he there?
Did we miss Barnell?
Right.
Vance and F. Dave Meltzer, boob. It's to see someone that initially you thought had so much integrity and everything, and try to be literally what we try to be, of walk as much of down the straight and narrow. Granted, we have our own opinions, but walk the middle of the road as much as you can, and to see him bend the knee so much and go so towards one side, it's like, Well,
again, it's like, I mean, again, I don't get the emotional investment. It would be like the weatherman or the dude, some dude coming on the news and giving you the financial report, but upset about it. Like, the stocks are down, but how dare you insult, like.
Sounds like that guy might have stocks and bonds in that fucking company.
Right. So that's what it feels like. Like the weatherman's like, it's snowing again tomorrow. Like, why are you so emotional about this? Be a professional. That's one of the embarrassing parts. And the other part is, it's like you and I do this for 2 years. Tomorrow people tune in to watch us, and we're a completely different vibe, completely different energy, completely different take on wrestling. It would confuse the audience. Well, we know Dave was putting certain companies on blast, but just overlooks it with this company. The bullshit star ratings that have gone out of whack. You have wrestlers now coming out and talking about guys trying to kill them. Edge trying to kill themselves for star ratings.
100%. And I think it's,
oh, wow.
Oh, Cruz. Yeah. This is a hell of a name. Like, they got to have a name. Sorry, of Jensen, Zangief, and Sean Spears are coming out here to take on Crucifino and Halfstack here. But that's Spears' entrance works really well and comes off with that like kind of culty, vibe. Speaking of Colties, but yeah.
Right.
Meltzer's just a guy that is so weird that it's gone so one side. Like, we all know Dave is a big fan of the Japanese style. I like that style of wrestling too and everything. AW feels like it's his, as much as it's Tony's playground, it's Dave's playground too.
I just can't help but think as we are off with this impromptu tag match, and like Nick said, we have the family taking on Spears' new little team here with Jensen and Miko.
That's his name, Miko.
Miko.
There we go.
But that's the thing. Like, if in our line of work, what does would it not make your, like, you've seen your viewership, your numbers, your subscriptions numbers go down? Would it not be more beneficial as a business model to just report across the board? If this is good and that's good and this is good, but it's done nothing but hurt his business to just line up with this. I don't get it.
He's got it. Well, there was the thing going around for a while that he actually had a vested stake in AEW's success and everything, of as stats flying over the top onto the outside on both men here. Like, I get it on one hand of you're still, it's same thing with us. We're always going to be authentic. That's even with other conversations that were happening in the creator sphere and everything last week of where, again, we hold our flag on being real, authentic, being genuine of who we are. This is what we're talking about. But we're not reporting facts. We're not don't take our word as gospel.
We're not.
Or anything.
We're clear when we are, though.
Yeah. Well, that's 100%. Yes.
Hot take: Adam Copeland is turning into Chris Jericho in front of our very.
Oh, I saw you put that out on the X MDB, and I actually do kind of agree. We're getting closer. Well, I saw somebody that pointed out a lot of people that have worked with Cope, and that I hate that I just called him Cope, Adam Copeland, and didn't go the way Adam Copeland wanted, and then all of a sudden they kind of disappear and everything. Like Ricky Stark's example, got one over on Copeland, and then
Ricky Starks might be a perfect example of that. But it's so weird though, because I'm a fan of Edge. I grew up with the guy, like watching him go through his career, and he always seems like a nice guy and says the right things. And you hear these stories and you're like, nah, could it? But again, you hear multiples and you're like, okay, I guess maybe it could be.
Is he Kevin Nash of one of those of Nash very much trying to use WCW of, I know when I'm going to get enough heat, so I'm going to walk away. I'm going to break my ankle in 17 places, right. So I need to go away.
Right? Big headbutt. Yeah, very curious with that of like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, not. Oh.
You got 2+ hours to talk about the problems and dramas and everything in AEW tomorrow.
Jesus. But yeah, the Meltzer thing's just blowing my mind. Like, and I said it to you yesterday, and it kind of came up again today, but it's just the double talk of like, oh, Tony Khan's Booker of the Year. Oh, it's gone down the toilet. Booker doesn't matter. Like,
this is though, I'm 100%. I can't remember who exactly said it in the comments and everything, but why I love our community and everything, and hopefully it still keeps growing. Spread the good gospel of wrestling, folks. But yes, of all up in the video, all over the song. That's what I was like. I even threw a comment in when I was on my pause of Alvarez dancing all up in the video. Right. Come to Wrestling for Life.
Oh, big super kick. The Enforcement. Who's the Enforcement?
Miro, up and over. Miro, all of that. Zangief out there.
What a shoulder block.
Ooh. I like this. Call him Cope. Big Nick, go wash your mouth out, young man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty saying it.
Doesn't feel right. What a clothesline.
Hogan Cope or Jericho? We got Jera Hogan. Do we need a Jericho? We should do it before they make them a tag team.
Right. I just can't believe I'm shocked John Moxley, who can be as rigid as anybody, was okay working with Jericho under the current circumstances.
Whoa.
Again, it's like certain people. I felt this way a little bit about Daniel Bryan of like, I'm getting a whole lot of money and I get to do whatever I want. I don't do, he even admitted in one of the interviews, I don't know that I make matches for the people. I make matches for me. Well, that's awfully fucking selfish.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us know what we already knew. Fuck.
Axiom on the screen.
Well, as Spears and Co. get the win, so there's that.
I am Boots and Boots.
I had no idea for the longest time this man was a Spaniard.
No.
I thought A-Kid was UK.
I thought A-Kid was British.
Yeah, literally exactly the same.
I think that's why they gave him the mask, so they changed characters on
El
it.
Luchador. Hey, as Jensen or Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura.
They've been trying to push
this man any sort of t-shirt. Not his, not Brit, not nothing. You gave him a Performance Center t-shirt.
Here, put this on. Go.
Yeah. Tell me you're on the practice squad without telling me you're on the practice squad.
Oh, wait, on site. OTM. Oh, wow. Briggs showing aggression. Now, they did a video package on Briggs and Umori meeting in Noah.
Go ahead.
Up next.
Ethan Page addresses the NXT universe. Yes, Dwayne did slap my ass. It did happen. It did happen publicly. But no, the way that they shot that with OTM and everything like that, just jumping everybody. Like, I think just even the way they shot it, of everything, shaky cam like a motherfucker, like, it felt super real. It felt like, oh, shit happened. Shit popping off.
Well, that was like I said with the women's situation earlier with Bayley and that, like, the fight, you know, they go through the curtain and the fight, you assume the fight's over. But here comes the next person down the aisleway for their match, and there's brawls in the way. I thought that was really well done.
Right.
A lot of brawling tonight. Yeah, it's a good point. Very true.
I'm in commercial break, and we were talking a bit with the AEW stuff and everything. As I see Marvel Nerd, Roman Santos. I don't know if there's any new names, but shout out. But I wanted to read this one off and see how you feel about this statement, because I feel it's idiocracy. The Death Riders are proof that the current IWC couldn't have handled 6 months of the NWO. They would have demanded one of the best storylines in the history of the industry, and it immediately, if you can't handle 3 months, you definitely couldn't have handled 4 life. But yeah, to compare the Death Riders to NWO.
Yeah, it's baffling. If in, you know, when you turn the clock back and it was Moxley, Claudio, and Yuta that turned on Macho Man, and then they start doing this Death Rider shit where they're poisoning people, where the lead guy no-sells everything. Even Hogan sold more than fucking Moxley does. Yeah, the fans would have turned on it. But if you're doing something cool, look at what the Bloodline has done for 4 or 5 years. Like, when it's good, it's good. And saying this whole, like, looking backwards to excuse what we're doing now, it drives me up the fucking wall. Well, the WWE used to. Yeah, they used to have fucking garbage men and clowns. So let's not do that again.
Yeah, I know certain people in the audience still want bra and panties matches and everything. I think we're a bit above that now and everything. But no, to me, the biggest thing is the NWO, again, it's still that you're invoking a name that I don't think the person who put it out there fully understands, because the NWO worked because you actually at that point believed that was Diesel and Razor Ramon showing up and kicking ass and everything.
Yeah. But it was sold as real. Like, it didn't come in and then, you know what, at the very first pay-per-view, when they when they debuted Hogan, they didn't go and have a media scrum and talk about how they've been working on this angle for weeks. Like this was real. Out of nowhere, they showed up and they beat the shit out of guys like Rey Mysterio. The Death Riders had a group of nobodies standing out in the hallway or out in the parking lot to only get duped by another door in the building, like fucking morons. Yeah, it's a problem.
So does that make Sting Darby Allin?
Yeah, kind of. Right? Where, yeah, you know, Darby kind of got the that doesn't work for me, brother treatment.
Right, but yeah, it's to me, like you said, and I was even saying of that you believed that this was an outside force showing up versus just this is a faction within the company that's sick of it and then still doesn't even act upon that.
Right. And again, part of it is if there was a group of guys. Oh, Izzy.
Oh, Dion losing his marbles as Tony and Izzy.
Izzy kind of changing up her look here. Maybe more family friendly.
Well, I don't know. That braid might be more of a handle. I'll just say that. Crucifino out here looking like Italian carrying cross.
Oh, the family giving Tony D some shit. Where were you? We needed you.
I took her out for a nice seafood dinner, and I will never call her again.
How were they supposed to know there was two doors? Right? Fuck me, right? Like shit.
It reminds me of Jericho. Remember when you get locked out of the building and like the door swings wide open? Oh shit.
And I agree with this completely, but fake Diesel and Razor are still one of the worst decisions ever. I said recently I kind of watched some of the old Royal Rumbles, and that was going to be one of my trivia questions. Was like, who other than Mick Foley's been in the Royal Rumble under three characters? And Kane is one of them, right? Like Isaac Yankem.
Well, yeah, it was Yankem in the Rumble, Kane, and then. I would have not thought that the other two were in the Rumble. Fair enough.
It's so weird to see Kane as fake Diesel. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, but we are getting a run back of the handshake with the final boss.
See, he's scarred and tormented because Dwayne grabbed his behind. He said "Chee-hoo" and just rubbed him.
But yeah, no, the Death Riders problem. And again, imagine if 3 months before the NWO did their thing, another group had tried to take over the company, but kind of just gave up. Just a few months before that.
Yeah, imagine if the NWO happened before the NWO. How would that worked?
Right.
I do like this though. I like Ethan Page, even Son's title and everything of the look, the way he talks, like he's got that, very, cult leadery, I'm believing everything I'm saying vibe.
Yeah, no, and it's strong and it's serious. And he's basically saying, like, I punched you once and broke your jaw. Imagine what I'm gonna do to you. Let's go.
And he sits there and
Devon's jaw wired. He sounds like a mumble rapper.
Many men quit dust upon me. Right. Blood of my to the wire.
Javon about to join Migos. Let's go. Cedric Alexander. Brooks Jensen looks like he could be Jungle Boy's dad, except not.
Hey, Mason Waller looks like he skinned a fucking leopard for this coat.
Right. The douche canoe's in the building. A-Town Downer here.
Right.
Ava's missing part of her outfit. I like you way more than the Raw.
The navel is covered. The navel is covered.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a victory. The glass is half full on this one.
Yeah. I mean, I run out of the final boss's house to let that happen, but yeah.
Yo, they're gonna set up they're gonna do a Waller effect next week, and I want to see if they invite a guest out, the Hardy Boys.
Not
Not a bad idea.
Well, Jeff Hardy out there saying, I'd like to face Roman Reigns before I retire here. All right. Well, I'd like to win $1 million. I don't know if that's going to happen, my guy.
Well, I mean, again, they weren't you involved in? Didn't you walk out on a Roman?
Weren't you there? You were there.
You were there.
You were there at like the start of this, and then just decided, Well, no, they decided you were
Right. So next Wednesday, Julia Bailey taking on Roxanne and Cora Jade.
Larry, she has a midriff. Yes.
Trick and Wesley next week looking good. Oh, they ruined it. So special guest NXT champion Oba or Eddie. Whoever wins tonight will be the guest on Waller Effect.
So
there's my whole fun idea.
Yeah, so Oba.
Yeah, it will be Oba.
Right.
Jesus Christ, next Tuesday is stacked.
Right. Am I misremembering? I thought Stephanie McCoy beat Shotzi. So why is Shotzi getting the title shot?
No, didn't Shotzi get the roll up?
I could be wrong. I just remember the booty clap move, and my mind goes blank after that.
Oba is facing Waller or Theory next. I didn't think so, Richard, but maybe. I doubt it.
Eyeing up Trick right there as they're walking past.
Well, that's still floating out there. So I'm getting another package for NXT Vengeance. We will be live for that, folks, as we are live for all your favorite wrestling. We're here all week long. Bunch of streams are already up. Go check them out. Go give them a thumbs up. We're here all the way till Saturday night main event this week. Gonna be a fun one, live for all the action on Saturday, and then all next week as we head to one of my favorite times of the wrestling year, Mr. Royal Rumble. It's gonna be a good one. This really has a chance, and I feel like I say this every year, but to me, this has a chance of being a really, really cool Royal Rumble.
Oh, this one to me, I think we keep getting closer and closer to. I have no idea who's going to win it. This, I feel, is 100%. No idea. No idea. No idea.
No, I think, and anyone out there that says they have an idea, I mean, all you can have is an educated guess at this point, because I think there's a valid reason for a lot of people to win it. And we do have the caveat of Elimination Chamber in Toronto. But the Rumble's cool, man. I mean, on the men's side, Punk could win it, Drew could win it, Seth could win it, could Sammy shock the world? Shut up, MDB. The names go on and on and on of like maybe they could. And that's what I think is really cool. On the women's side, same thing. We're talking about Becky coming back, Charlotte coming back. Who else is coming back? Is Asuka coming back? And I think you and I talked about this, and you actually said it. But the fans should temper themselves. We're looking for all these pops. We're going to get some of these pops. We're not going to get them all at Rumble. The Raw, SmackDown, we'll get a couple, but we're close to so much big things possibly happening.
I don't fit. Well, that's to me, it's more of, again, don't be mad because they didn't do what you fantasy booked, but also at the same time, like, especially when it comes to the men's and now even a little bit with the women's, you don't need to have this callback, that callback, and everything, because you've got that much depth. You've got that much talent on your roster and everything.
Yeah, and I don't want to see too many of those wasted spots. 1, 2 of like, oh, here, you bring out Trish Stratus, I'm going to pop. I'm not going to complain. The show's going to get a 10. But I don't want too many Hall of Famers coming. Michelle McCool's not winning. Summer Rain's not winning. You want to bring out a Mickey and kind of sell it at, she maybe get close because she was pretty much close to an active wrestler as current as anybody.
Right.
Fine. But I don't want too many of the, Hornswoggle. Why? Hornswoggle's not winning.
Yeah, well, and it's even when they first announced that it was going to be in Indianapolis and everything like that. I think we both kind of went to, oh, they're going to throw Pat in it.
Yeah.
I don't want that because to me, a Rumble works best when you can believe 1 through 30 can win it versus when you get half a dozen out there that don't stand a chance, aren't going to be even close. Like now you're watering it down.
Yeah, and they do a good job most times, even if you go back to the old Rumbles, selling this on the idea that all 30 could win. You know, we knew the Bushwhackers were never going to win a Rumble. We knew. There's certain names that get into a Rumble, a Coco Beware, a Papa Shango. I gave you that one. But there is but when you can make enough of the Rumble feel like they're in, that's when the Rumble's the best. The best Rumbles ever, even the final, when you get down to the final 4, any one of the 4 could win. And that's when those are the best ones.
Going to the TNA tie-in and everything, I'd almost rather see
Sorry.
Hey. But I'd rather see stuff like that than, I guess, segue, than see a DDP show up in the Rumble. I'd rather see a Moose show up in the Rumble than I would a DDP, just because I could believe that Moose might win it on a fucking holy shit moment.
As here comes Eddie Thorpe. I will put a poll up. And I think that's for the difference is, the likelihood of Moose making it into the Rumble and winning it. We know it's not a high chance. Now that at least there's substance outside of, you can go somewhere with that. Okay, we're going to have a Moose match with somebody. But, you're not getting Jimmy's Superflex Snuka is not going in an angle coming out of the Rumble.
I know that so-and-so is going to be wrestling the week after the Rumble versus they're not going to wrestle past the Rumble.
That's it, right? So I don't mind you sprinkle in 1 or 2 of those little kind of moments that are just meant for the pop. You hear certain music. Bro, I was talking to a friend of mine. Could you imagine at whatever number, who cares? Whatever the number is, and just... when it comes crashing down, even I couldn't defend that shit. What are we doing?
Yeah, no, I think he would get maybe like I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
That'd be cool.
I think we're also let's light it up, light it up, light it up. I think that's for 100% happening in the Women's Rumble.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, but it would be cool. Well, I mean, again, and people saw Nikki Garcia recently on WWE programming, and people were talking about, oh, well, Nikki could be in the, like, why?
Just because they look good doesn't mean they have talent.
And yeah, that's
talent isn't contingent on good looks.
But like, what are we gonna do with this? No, I'm okay. Randy Orton wins.
You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
If Randy Orton wins the Rumble, I'll pop. I'll be pumped.
We'll have to wait until our Rumble predictions, though. We still got.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with that
on that.
Next Thursday, our Royal Rumble preview show will be live, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. Sammy to screw Cody. They did tease this.
And I teased a lot of things with Sammy.
Right?
Is somebody going to get hurt real bad? And I feel like it's Sami Zayn.
If it takes Sammy for me to get that world title win for KO, I will perfectly be content with that.
Could you still see a Sammy KO world title WrestleMania 41? Kevin Steen versus El Generico.
World title, I don't know. I would never say never. It's such.
The match still happened, no world title?
Yeah, the match could happen. Maybe a mid-card title. The only hard part, the only reason I hesitate is the WWE they're looking for the names, right? And I love Sammy, I love KO, but they're in a Shark Tank of Romans and Rocks and Cena's. Oh my!
But you see those two stepping in the ring together, especially as Kevin's even saying with the Sami Zayn situation. We're going to address that when we need to. We saw it, I believe it was last night on Monday Night Raw. Those two get in the ring together, and respectfully, no offense to anyone listening, your sphincter gets tight. Shit's about to pop off one way or another here.
Right.
That's a tale as old as time here.
But we are off and running. Oba just decapitates Eddie 92%, which is as close to as perfect as we get around here for Oba.
How did Ichiro Suzuki get in closer to the Hall of Fame than Oba Femi's winning over Eddie Thorpe here? Right. Who's out there voting for Eddie Thorpe?
Poor Eddie. I mean, there's always a chance.
No, Oba, there is no chance. He is the goddamn Galactus. He is Thanos of NXT.
As he's just thrown Eddie off the ceiling.
He is the ruler.
New episode of State of Wrestling available right now. Love to see you lovely folks tickle my comment section. Pause whenever you vid and pod. Spaz, go check him out. Go give him some love. An amazing supporter of our channel. And go give that man some love. He deserves it. He works hard.
Yeah, and one of the few people to actually correctly use the term pause when it's needed.
Right. Oba rules. Oh, Eddie with a big drop kick, though. Oba down.
Right. Oh, so Eddie's been mostly in control of Oba here. Got him on the back foot.
Remember, AJ Lee said talent is not an STD. That is funny as shit.
That's kind of what I was thinking when I said what I said of, talent can't be sexually transmitted.
All right. Now, some people are saying, look, Ryback is not going to be around wrestling. Ryback has done and said too much. Some things are forgivable. Ryback falls in the category of fuck you, go away. And I don't think Ryback can physically do it. I don't believe it. There is no proof that Ryback's been anywhere near a wrestling ring ever since he left. I haven't seen an example of it. I haven't seen pictures of it. I'm blocked by him, so I wouldn't really fucking know. But at the end of the day, no Ryback. Goldberg, I don't care for at all. I didn't like him when he was big. I don't like him now.
You weren't a fan of Goldberg on at least the come up?
I wasn't a big Goldberg fan. No, I was just like,
I had the VHS of his whole run and everything. I remember losing my mind. I still can hear the Bobby Heenan and everything with Goldberg versus Hogan in the Georgia Dome. If he gets them up, these people are going to lose their minds.
Yeah, and I'll admit, like, I totally popped for that moment. I thought it was good, but I was never like a Goldberg. Like, if someone said, who's your favorite, Goldberg never made my list. Like, it was too many 10-second matches.
Fair enough. I was a Goldberg mark. I'll admit that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate him, but I was never like Goldberg's here.
It was. I will share a halfway personal story because it's not my story; it's my brother's story and everything. But he had two gerbils, and one was Stone Cold and the other was Goldberg. I can't remember which one, but one of them decided that they weren't going to do the JOB. So all of a sudden he went from two gerbils to one.
But Eddie Thorpe with the full Nelson on Oba right now, trying to wear the big man down. Goldberg was money. Undeniable. Not my fave, but undeniable. I'm not sure KJ Rubers or Ryback will be there. I mean, he'll only be mopping the floor, but maybe he'll be in the building. I don't even think he's the guy that like, hey man, can I get a couple tickets? You're, my neighbor. Nah, we're good. We won't get that crowd shot of Ryback being like.
I feel like Hunter has like 5 fucking clicked on or whatever voicemails from Ryback and everything of like, 500. Hey Paul, it's Ryan again. Just seeing if I can get tickets to the Rumble. Burp. Message number 5.
Right.
Hey, this is Ryback. Feed me more tickets to the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't believe that Ryback can physically get in the ring and have a run. I don't, unless he proves me wrong. But you don't see him in the Indies. Nobody wants to be around him. He's full of shit.
Well, and that's the thing is we've interviewed enough people that have been close to this, have been in other promotions, are indie wrestlers and everything like that.
Yeah.
Ryback, Skip Sheffield, Ryan Reeves, whatever fucking name you want to go by. If you really want to be involved in wrestling, there's plenty of opportunities to go and fucking do it.
Right.
I think it's more of just you're calling bullshit on this.
Oh, face plant. I mean, you're such a good wrestler, you couldn't squeeze some pennies out of Tony Khan. Tony Khan loves wasting money. You couldn't get that done?
You couldn't have worked in the Uber Eats deal with Feed Me More?
Right. Oh, Eddie dodging the uppercut, jumps on the back. Been a good strategy from Eddie here tonight.
Oh, well, yeah. When a guy like Oba, you've got to kind of chop him down. You've got to work the fucking big man down. And shout out to Cameron Hawkins and everything, homie that I know on Twitter and everything. He actually had a sit down interview with Oba, and Oba very much acknowledges that he's a guy who fit the right moment at the right time. He's a big guy that wants to work like a big guy, because that's a lost art right now.
It really is. He's not a big guy that wants to show you his 450 splash.
Yeah, all due respect to a Jacob Fatu, to a Braun Cerrito, all of that can hit moonsaults and everything. He's a big guy that's a big guy.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we talk about Brian Cage all the time. Like, dude, we get it. But just do some big man shit.
I get that it's really cool that someone that your size does like a 450, but guess what? It's not as cool because everyone else does a fucking 450.
Right. But Thor.
Hole number 1001. Armbar.
Ryback, dear Paul, I wrote you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom.
Without a better.
That's 100%. Like, I mean, again, if other people have mentioned other names. Someone said Enzo. I mean, Enzo's a nice guy. At least my interactions.
I'll see Odyssey before I see Enzo.
You think so?
Oh, I bet you so.
No. The Odyssey thing's interesting. I really want to see how that plays out. Because
I think that's much more recent. And Enzo, I think, was a prick before that. Yeah. So they were just looking for a reason to say, go fuck yourself. Elbow drop.
Oh, Eddie putting on a good match here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. This is Eddie's coming out party into the main event, I feel.
A little bit. I mean, even how he got this opportunity or got involved, faking faking his own beatdown and work. It really made him heelish. It gave him some direction. The DJ thing wasn't working. The I hang out with trees wasn't working. These fucking Lord of the Rings, even though fucking trees walk in these movies. This is better.
We smoke them trees. We don't walk with trees. We smoke them trees.
Do you see Big? I could, yeah. Have you seen Big Bill?
I hope.
Are you in the hope category? You're definitely with Big Cass now. Where once upon a time we were kind of like, maybe. Now it feels like, yeah.
Oh no! The second he went from. Actually, from the minute he went from W. Morrissey to Big Bill, I was like, oh, God. Pull the ripcord. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out.
Oh, but just threw that man. Almost threw the man. But kicked out.
Ooh. But that's the thing is like, Oba, he said it. We say it. He is like a perfect storm rolling in. He has every fucking asset you could look for in a big guy. Plus he can work like a big guy and wants to work that way.
Oh, into the post. And in addition to that, he got a bit of swagger. It took him a little quicker than I expected, but he got a bit of attitude on him. Oh, Got himself over as a
He's Goldberg. He's NXT's Goldberg.
They're chanting, Oba.
Oh. Now just don't pipe it in, NXT. Don't WWE. Don't pipe it in.
The ruler. Look, you're like,
yeah. Well, the man comes out with a little bop in his dance in the intro and everything. Stupid, sexy Rhea pin for the 3 count.
And still your world champion. But dude, he just flicked that man up in the air and launched him back down. It looks ridiculous. Eddie sold the shit out of it. But my God, you look broken in half.
But again, it's the best equivalent, I guess I can say this. I'm saying this as a compliment. He's NXT's Goldberg. He naturally he struck the right chord at the right time. And man just is a force of nature.
The only thing, his move set is about 3 times bigger. That's all.
Well, yeah, he's actually athletic versus pretends to be athletic. But yeah.
Right. As Eddie, Theory having words with Oba. Are we going to get Theory Oba?
Somebody going to get hurt real bad.
Sorry, Theory. This one's not going to go well for you. But Waller and or Theory will sell the shit out of Oba. Hey, you called for this.
Frick.
You said this needed to happen. Eddie's back up. Big knee. Eddie's back down.
Oh, Eddie, you jobber, boo-boo the foo. You got set back down that railing. Welcome back to the mid-card. We hardly missed you.
Symbolism. Okay, Eddie is out. We're back to you.
Makes me feel like river dancing.
Oh, there we go. We go off the air, folks. That is NXT tonight.
Oh, wow.
Good ending. Nice. You said it. Trick has to come back around, and he did. So a very good ending to that. A good main event. Eddie's doing well, even though I think they just emphatically pushed him out of the way. And this whole Oba A-Town thing I'm intrigued by. But overall, that is the show. Give us your rating out of 10. Let us know how you felt about it. I like tonight's show.
I'm going to say something that I know you're probably not going to agree with. I liked NXT tonight more than I liked last night's Monday Night Raw.
That's allowed. I don't know if
I will go with tonight. I'll go with 8. I know I said an 8 for last night, but I think you led me to the Yeah, but to me tonight was really good. And again, you had your moments, and especially the way they ended it was a nice little button on it.
Yeah, does Trick go at it one more time for that belt? But yeah, I'm at a 7.5. So I think I gave it an 8 last night. So we kind of flipped.
We trade.
Yeah. But neck and neck, a very entertaining show. Lots of good shit happened. The Bailey Julia stuff was great with Cora and Roxy, the way they brawled out, the way the brawl spilled. I was actually impressed. They continue to bring in tag teams and give tag teams some love. Sean Spears has his new tag team. We saw the family in action. They might be having issues. That's about
Nothing
it. I mean,
that was added felt like overextended. It's welcome. Everything kind of moved at a clip, at a pace. And again, that's been WWE's kind of tone lately of I'm starting to see more people mad. You gave me only a 2.5 hour Raw instead of a 3 hour Raw. What the fuck? And I'm like LeBron. I'm like, what the fuck?
This
happened?
is too hot. This is too cold. This one's supposed to be just right. Right? This one's supposed to be just right, Goldilocks. Like, fuck's sake. Pick something. We're out of porridge.
I'm a bonus moving on. Yeah.
7.75 out of 10 from MDB. 7.75 also from Damien. You're making me say extra words, folks. 7.9 out of 10. 7.5. All the decimal points up in here tonight. 0, no right. Trish. 8, 7, 7.5, 7.5, 8.5, 7.5. 8.5's high.
Yeah, a bit. I'll give you that. That's a bit high, a bit outside.
Right. Eddie Thorpe, a Samoan blood or Tongan. He's close. I mean, get him in there.
He's Native American. That's not even a little bit close. We sat there and gave him the name. He's Cries with Wolves.
That's Cries with Wolves. That's what it is. That's fucking hilarious. 8 out of 10 from Tanisha. 8 out of 10. Agree with Nick.
Nick. Raw was good, but had no moments that really popped.
Nick's like, that's about me.
I just went 7.5 for Raw, and you're like, no.
I think you started at a 7. I was like 7. What?
Well, I remember I said 7.5 for Genesis. You and Anthony were both about to fight me for that.
I was like, Genesis was good, bro. 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, NXT, 0 out of 10 for no TNA involvement. Like, are we surprised that no TNA tonight?
Did we technically get no TNA tonight?
Technically. I mean, we got the tease.
We got Axiom and Frazier. They're about to fight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We got that.
I'm reaching, but yeah. No, I am a bit, I don't know about you, but I feel like maybe we could have had it. Like, I would have rather seen that than Romance Dawson in the background and everything.
Colin versus Shotzi. Next week is stacked. Next week's show looks wicked. I'm excited for next week's NXT already. Trick will be in the Rumble. How do you feel about that, Yernay?
Yeah. I'll go with it.
Yeah, I could see
Trick and Carmelo get a little stare down in the Rumble, and then both get eliminated by somebody else.
So by LA Knight.
Yeah.
So we're getting to see if Trick can finally have a good match. That is kind of my hope. Yeah.
Well, no. If you're to have a good match with Oba, it's how good are you at bumping and selling?
Well, again, but that's part of what we need from him is, can you do more than just be the hype?
He just needs to slow down, and it feels a little bit more compelling and everything.
Right. 1 out of 10, Miss Parker and Carmen. Wait, what?
What?
I think you missed a 0 in that sentiment.
Yeah.
8.5. Bianca and Naomi get dethroned next week. Lash and Jackson take the women's tag titles.
Be a hell of an upset to do it on an NXT.
That'd be crazy.
That's like one of those I could see it happening, but to do it on an NXT is the big thing.
Right. Eddie Thorpe versus Mike Santana. I could go for that. I'd be okay to see how that goes. I'm really impressed with Eddie. What's that?
I was just taking Mike Santana for the win already.
Right. Carmen and Adonis won't work. It don't work. And again, no Nikita tonight, so we'll see. But 2 nights, Wrestling for Life gang. I think that was also good night.
Yeah, 2 night, good night.
Trick was Anthony, be patient, buddy. TNA involvement. That's my always sentiment. We will feed you, birdies. Just patience. We got lots of episodes. We're still in January. The contract just got signed. I'm a little surprised, but patient.
Well, when you have another company that just, blows the wad, pun intended, I guess, with that, of that you expect all the companies act that way.
Right. Yeah, kind of. Well, again, and I think part of us as a fan base, the world, we're not going to get into the big long spiel, but everybody wants their shit now. We don't wait for anything. If something you can't get, you just order it. It shows up in a couple days, a couple minutes, depending on what you want. So that's what it is with wrestling, is they want it now. Well, you're going to have to sit through a couple episodes to get what you want. And I'm not saying Anthony's in that microwave, but I know he's eager.
He might be simmer sauteer, though.
Right.
A little flambe.
A little flambe. Jose Rodriguez, thank you so much for the super chat. And yes, hashtag microwave society. I think I was the only surprised at no TNA stuff, because on their show NXT had highlighted positions, etc. But maybe next week. Yeah, I am surprised. I did the
0. You could go here. I invoked the spirit.
I saw the start of the comment of chat. I was like, I did the 0 to 10 for no TNA involvement all summer. All that everyone knew that was a There you go. I think we did.
I'm trying to do the mirror thing and I can't get it right. I was like pointing at me.
Right, but patience, where it's coming. Well, yeah, that's the best. But ladies and gentlemen, that is that's TNA. That is NXT tonight. No TNA actually, but it is TNA. Right. But that is the show. That is all we have for you. We are back tomorrow for Dynamite. It should be an interesting night. Couple interesting matches booked for sure. If nothing else, it's going to be a car crash and fun to watch. But come join us. Check us out on all our socials. You can check us out on Twitch. Help us grow our Twitch numbers as we figure that whole world out. But we got more coming your way, more excitement, more fun, and more wrestling than you can shake a stick at. So not a good one tonight. A good one.
A very solid show tonight. And I think we're going to see kind of solidifying between both Impact and TNA, as Gearbox saying, witch hunt for Anthony.
Yeah, I like that. That popped me.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you turn about the rest of you, put it with that forward life with it.
See you on the flip side. Come back tomorrow. Have a good night.